want your disease. I was like, whoa, you do? You know, in a song, whoa. And I thought, that's a lot. But, you know, I know part of it is just creating an aura, creating a personality, creating an image. I get it. But children don't get it. Teenagers sometimes don't get it. And they don't understand the machine behind the artist. They just think the artist is exactly what they're looking at. They take it very literally. And so we have to be mindful of what we say. And I'm trying to be mindful in my music as well. But there are going to be times when I'll tell you, this is for adults only, people who can actually process what I'm talking about, people who should be processing it. And, you know, I try to be as responsible as possible, but at the same time, when I look out at the dance floor, I see a number of things in dance music, and I see a number of things when I look at the audiences. Sometimes it is just, you know, inspiring. You look out, and I call house music, I call house heads church without rules. That's what I call it, a church without rules.
That's right.
And, you know, it's something to see because on New Year's night, Sting International threw a huge event. And I headlined that event, and I looked out into the audience. There was hundreds of people, and it was like watching church, but they were just going in. I mean, arms flailing and people dancing, and they knew every word to the song, and they were inspired by the music. And there was no, you know, there was no prejudice in the room. There was no, everybody loved everybody. Everybody got along. Everybody loved the same song. Everybody sang together. People were holding hands. It was unity to the 10th hour. And I said, wow, you can't find this anywhere else. And, you know, it was just absolutely amazing. And, you know, you can sing an inspiring song and you'll see church in the room. And you can sing a debaucherous song and you'll see sex on the floor. You can see just about anything out there. And it's in the music. It's in the dance. It's in the culture of house music. And it's what makes house music so beautiful. It's broad. It has no boundaries. And so I'm trying to now write for all of that, you know, I'm trying to feed the hunger, whatever it may be. Mm-hmm. So that's what I'm doing at this point, and I'm learning more every day about, you know, what the audience wants and what the audience has been feeding upon in the past and what they're looking for now. So It's interesting. It's very interesting, and I'm trying to study my crowd.
Okay. We got about 10 minutes left in the show. If you have a question for Miss Lynn Lockamy, feel free to call in 347-237-5205. You can pose a question in any of the chat rooms, Blog Talk Radio or Handz on Radio. With 10 minutes left, there is someone on the line who has a question. What I'm going to do is call off your area code, then we're going to get you on the air, and you can pose your question to Miss Lynn Lockamy. Caller from area code 601, you're on the air. You have a question or comment for Lynn Lockamy?
Yes. It's probably been a couple of years, and I'm not even sure if Miss Lockamy remembers me, but I am so happy and so proud of this woman. And what I didn't know was the breadth. I knew she had the depth, but I didn't know the breadth of her music, and I am so happy to see it. Because my little 9-year-old daughter, do you know who you're talking to, Lynn?
I think I do.
Excuse me, caller. Could you turn down your computer speakers a bit? We're getting some feedback.
Okay, hold on.
Yeah.
Oh, my God. I believe this is an old college friend, and oh, my God.
Hello?
Hello?
I got a 9-year-old who just got an iPod. And she knows about music right now. Of course, we're living in Mississippi. It's like Katy Perry and everything else like that. And I'm so glad to see your music. Your music is available for the iPod, right?
It is. Yes, it is. Is this Gus? Is this Augustus Argret?
Yes, ma'am.
I don't forget a voice, but oh, my God. Oh, my goodness. How are you?
I'm doing fine. Apparently, you're doing great, which just warms me. I'm starting to have a John Bonner moment right now. Speaker of the House moment. will be looking at, of course, you know I got to screen the music. And
screen the music. Mm-hmm.
I was shocked when you said you got some adult lyrics. I was like, oh, my God, what happened to her? But anyway.
You know, my friends who knew me years ago would say, Lynn did not write that song. But, yes, Lynn wrote the song. And that's all Lynn has to say about it.
All right. Well, anyway.
That's funny.
I would just want to give a shout-out and say congratulations, and I wish you many more years of great success. And
Thank you so much.
My little 9-year-old to house music, because, you know, down here in Mississippi, we don't get house music. So,
well, we need to do something about that.
I know. We need a little cultural explosion around here.
Okay. What part of Mississippi are you in?
I'm not too far from the state capital. I'm in central Mississippi.
We have some Hands on Radio listeners in Mississippi.
Well, this is the first time I've heard about your channel. Of course, I heard it through Lynn's page on Facebook.
Uh-huh.
Yeah, another shameless plug to the Facebook thing, but, you know, it does come in handy.
Yeah. There's some houses in Mississippi.
All right.
Yeah, they're down there.
All right.
I'm going to have to start becoming one of those listeners. But anyway, I've found your listings on TrackSource. I was doing the search, and I came across some track light and said, this can't be right. But I found the website. I got your YouTube videos. I'm going to be looking at them.
Thank you.
I just wanted to say, you go.
Thank you. I'm going to try to keep going. Thank you so much. Tell the family I said hello.
The wife is right here.
Hey, Lynn. Hey, Sakila, how are you? We are doing the family reunion right now. Right here on the radio. This is crazy. How are you, Sakila?
I am wonderful. Doing great down here in the Mississippi cold.
Oh, God.
Well,
thank you guys for calling. Thank you so much.
You're welcome. We were supposed to be in choir practice right now, but our choir master suddenly canceled practice, so I guess it was all meant for me to be able to call you right now. So I'm going to say thank you to that, and you have a good day.
Thank you, darling. All right.
All right. Thanks so much for the call.
Bye-bye.
Bye.
Bye. Yeah,
then a shout out to UVA Wahoos, all the Cavaliers. Calling in. That's funny.
We got about 8 minutes left. And I wanted to ask you, I know you said, like, when you go to Shanghai, you're actively looking for producers out here. Are there any producers that are, like, on your list, like guys you really want to work with? And then I'm talking whether it's house or R&B or jazz. Any producers you really would like to get with? Put your list out there right now.
Yeah. Oh, God. You know, oh, goodness, this is so hard. Well, you know, I met one, which was Jelly Bean.
Oh, yeah. Okay.
And Jelly Bean was actually DJing. He was doing his party, and I was at the party. A friend of mine said to me, you have got to come to Jelly Bean's party. And I said, I've got 2 gigs that day. I can't do it. And he kept pushing, so I did the 2 gigs in 2 different states and then drove back to the city at 3 in the morning, and that party was live at 3 a.m. And I couldn't believe it. And I walked in, and I meet Jelly Bean, and he says, you're Lynn Lockamy? And I said, yes. He said, I just played your song for 20 minutes. And I was like, thank you, thank you so much. And I stayed for about 3 hours, 2-3 hours, and I said, well, I'm going to leave. And he said, don't leave. I'm going to play it again. And he just wanted me to see people's reaction to the song. Mm-hmm. So I stood there, and I took pictures, actually, in the middle of a club of these people just going in while he played at the club. So he did contact me about working together, and I'm looking forward to it. And if I could work with some producers, just names that you know, I miss Babyface. I miss Babyface so much because he had this ability to figure out where you were in your life and put that to music. Mm-hmm. And it was always age appropriate, and it was always classic, and it was always beautifully done. So if it was an R&B, that would be one person I would like to work with. Mm-hmm. I would love to work with. There's so many producers I've met now in house music that really are amazing. And then there are some who have not surfaced yet that I just feel like they have to surface. Mm-hmm. And 2 be Sean Hooks and Tommy Cruz. Those two have amazing tracks that people just have not heard. So they will be people you hear from with me and on my next singles, as well as Trevor Allen and Eric Frazier, who brought about Torture for you. But I listen to so much music that it's kind of hard to give you a top 10 list. What, for me, makes a great producer is a person who listens to what I want to say in a song, what I'm saying as a writer, and if they can make the perfect marriage happen between my voice and their track, then we've got a hit. And, there are some singers who are phenomenal, but they've never had hits, at least what we define as a hit. And sometimes we find that the problem is not that they're not great in their own right. It's the producer has not found the sound that goes with that voice. And so I need, in my mind, the producer who says, that is a valid sound. That's a beautiful sound. How do I complement it? Not how do I overwhelm it? How do I, outdo it? Question is, how do I complement it? And if I can find that, I'm happy. That makes me happy. That we're not worried about the organ being too loud or this one wanting to do a solo that's too long. It's really about holding hands through the journey. And if I can find that person, I'm happy. I love musicians. I'm a big music head, and I can't explain it. Live bands just are the end of the world to me. And so I'd love to see a house concert with nothing but a live band. Maybe a DJ playing in the back. I would love to hear the whole thing happen because I haven't seen it yet. And I have so many friends that are musicians, and of course I work with so many musicians, and I'm always so impressed with what they do. And I'm very impressed with their interpretation of what we're hearing on the radio, because you'll be amazed. These live musicians are outdoing the record in ways that you just wouldn't believe. And so when I hit a stage,
I've heard them.
They're amazing. When I hit a stage and I look at a musician and say, I want to sing this song in this key, and they just take me somewhere else, I'm just like, oh, my God, you're floating, because you don't know where you're going next, but you know you're going, Right. So shout out to all my musician friends, all my singing friends, who I'm in good company, with good people, with phenomenal talents, and I'm just glad to be blessed with a voice, because I think if I didn't have that, I probably would not know the people I know today. I probably would not keep company with the talented people that I keep company with. I probably would not have the great fortune of being able to learn from them. And so I am grateful that God looked at me and said, I'm going to let that one sing. I'm grateful for it, because it's really a gift that I take very seriously, and I did as a child, and I'm always in awe of singers, because I tell people all the time, musicians are the ultimate artists. They make silence sound good. It is amazing what we create out of silence. And if we didn't have music, we would walk around in silence all day, every day, So I'm just so I'm grateful to have the gift. I'm grateful to meet other people with it. I don't see room for envy and jealousy and all the other things that seem to rear its ugly head in any industry where competition is fostered. But I'm always learning from someone. I'm always amazed by the gift that someone has. I'm amazed when I watch drummers and bass players and keyboardists and singers and saxophonists. They all blow me away. And then you look at the DJs, and what they hear in a song is not quite what a musician or maybe that keyboardist wouldn't have heard the same thing. The way they take a song and say, okay, I'm going to make this the hook. I'm just amazed at how they recreate the creation. So that whole